Hey guys, it's Brian. Welcome to the awards contender. I'm very excited to welcome, for the first time on my channel, Gerald from the Awards Garage to talk about SAG Predictions. How are we doing?
Brian ROWE, what's up, man? I came ready for the occasion, dressed in something that we may discuss this evening. My Wicked for Good attire
Oh,
from the
okay.
screening.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
we
yeah. Thanks
we
for having
both
me, man.
love Wicked for Good.
We
Is
do, we
that
do.
getting in at SAG? We're gonna talk
Hmm.
about it.
Hang tight, we'll tell you.
It's like everything to do with Wicked for Good and picture at the Oscars. We're hanging on, man, for dear life.
Oh my God, a literal thread. You know, the thread is thinner and thinner, but I'm still holding on to it. So we'll see, we'll see. But I'm happy to be here, man. I'm a big fan of yours, as you know, and you just came on my show like a week ago, and we talked Oscars. So this is
Yeah.
my favorite time of year, and I couldn't think of a cooler person to be talking to, man. So thanks for having
Yeah, I've been a big fan of your channel for a while. I was like, this has to happen. You reached out to me a
me.
few weeks ago, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. And I
Yeah.
thought a great occasion for you to come on here was for SAG Predictions.
Hmm.
So we're recording this just right after Critics' Choice and Golden Globe nominations. How
Yeah.
are we feeling right now about the state of everything outside of maybe Wicked for Good, which is not looking too good?
Yeah, you know, I think, I mean, I tell you, it's gonna be a tough couple weeks for fans of that film, which I include myself. But hopefully, it'll be positive at the end of the day. But you know, it's exciting. It's you and I talked about it when you came in the garage last week, and it's like I hate it when it's boring and it's like obvious. And I know we have PTA and Sinners and a lot of really confident films this year, but when you get to like 7, 8, 9, 10 in that Best Picture category for the Oscars, and even some of the like acting performances, especially like supporting actress and stuff this year. I mean, you could throw the names up in the air and whatever lands on your desk, it might be who gets nominated. You know what I mean? So it's very exciting, and it does make this part of it a little harder with precursors and you know the timeline of how things are going to shake out. But I would much rather be kind of surprised than just know everything and just be kind of bored the whole time. So I'm enjoying so far how award season is kind of shaking out this year.
Yeah, it is very dull when you know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah,
Like Golden Globe nominations morning, we got to actor, actress in a comedy or musical, and I got 12 for 12 there. There was not
nice.
one surprise, and I wasn't like feeling good about myself. I was like, oh, that's kind of boring.
Hmm.
You know? So when we get to picture comedy musical and we get Blue Moon and Nouvelle Vague and not
Hmm.
Jay Kelly or Wicked for Good, I'm like,
Hmm.
what?
Yeah, that
I
was when the
like those
surprises rolled in.
surprises. Yeah,
Hmm.
I like that. When we get to a category, there's like two shockers that we did not expect. That's always fun.
Me too. Me too. But I would like to say I don't like it when it's like my two favorite movies that get omitted.
When it's your two
Which,
favorite movies that don't get in.
yeah, yeah, which is what happened in that particular category. The two that I was like pulling for the most, that were kind of on the fence, and neither one of them got in. Now I do love
Yeah.
Blue Moon. Nouvelle
Mm.
Vague, I wasn't as high on as a lot of people. I didn't hate it, but I love Blue Moon a lot more. So I was excited to see that one, and I think that's really going to be huge for Ethan Hawke too, which we'll probably
Yeah.
talk about tonight a little bit. But yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like we had enough surprises, like especially at the Globes and
Mhm.
some of these categories, they can shake out a few different ways in the weeks to come. When we get to SAG nominations in January, we are going to call it SAG in this video. I am not prepared yet, guys, to call it the Actors Awards.
No, neither am I. I'm on board with you. And I was telling
I
you before
mean,
we started recording, even if I wanted to call it the actor, I'm not going to remember to do that. It's going to be the SAG Awards. So
yeah, it's not the worst thing ever. Like they call it like the actor, right? Like the award itself. Like
right,
it makes sense. It's it's
hmm
the acting awards and stuff, but it
yeah,
just comes off to me as like a 7-year-old, made up the name
right,
of the award
right.
show, and I'm just like, it'd be like after the 100th anniversary of the Oscars, they say, okay, you're 101. It's going to be called the Movie Awards.
Yeah,
It'd be like
the
that. It'd be like,
picture award. Yeah.
oh,
Oh
So
God,
we're
let's just
calling
leave
it
it the Oscars.
SAG.
Yeah,
We're calling it SAG right now. But
I agree.
technically, like next year, it will be called the Actors Awards when you go to
Hmm.
watch it. So we are going to talk about the 5 main acting categories: supporting actor, supporting actress, lead actor, lead actress, and cast. Who do we think is getting in at SAG? Let's begin with Best Male Actor in a Supporting Role. I will give one or two, and then I'll go to you, Gerald, and we'll go back and forth. And,
Okay,
at least three people, I think, in each of these categories feel pretty sewn up. Like, they'll probably get in at SAG. And then you get to, like slot 5. And we could get, like one or two huge surprises. We shall see. Yeah. So, I mean, it's difficult right now to say who is number one in supporting actor. I still have Sean Penn, one battle after another, but in slot 2, I have Benicio del Toro for the same movie because del Toro has been winning things the last few weeks. And I have a couple friends, Gerald, who are suggesting to me, Benicio del Toro, he's going to win. He's going to win the Oscar in supporting actor. And I'm like, whoa, wait, I'm not quite there yet. What do you think?
Not quite. Well, I mean, there's definitely an argument to be had there. I mean, this is a category that's like one of those where you could throw the names up in the air. I mean, there's like 3 or 4 guys that could very easily walk away with the actor award on this night. I mean, the two that you mentioned are definitely in the running. Sean Penn, I mean, his performance in that movie is definitely more of a standout in terms of like screen time and, kind of the different lengths that his character goes to. But Benicio del Toro is much more like, I would argue, maybe memorable and likable. And even though he's kind of one note and that calm, like sensei character the whole movie, you just really are, it's really magnetic. You're really attracted to his character. So he's funny. He's a great on-screen presence. But, Sean Penn's just doing things from an acting, craft perspective in this movie that I feel like, I mean, this is a huge body of voters, but, they're actors. So he's just really going to places as Lockjaw in that movie that I think is going to really speak to them. So it's going to come down to, do they like Benicio enough to, push that kind of smaller performance over the more showy one? And I don't really know. I think they're pretty much tied in that regard.
Yeah, that's my confusion, is that Sean Penn is so mind-blowing in that. He just, he blew my mind when I watched that movie. Yeah. I really enjoyed Del Toro as well, but it's it's not like Penn is just okay. Yeah, we'll nominate him, but Del Toro, he gets to win everything. It's you're telling me Penn is just going to be in second or third place and never win, for that performance, even though he's won a bunch of things before. But it has been a while, so I don't know.
Can I ask you this though? So if it was these two dudes, right? Let's say they were 1 and 2 most of the season or all season. Would that be cool to you that one would win here, one would win there, somebody else, but it was always the one battle guys kind of going back and forth? Or because I'm trying to think, is that going to happen, or are we going to see a win for somebody else Sandler or Lordy, or somebody's going to pop in with a win out of nowhere? I don't know, man. I mean, this is a weird race.
I mean, I feel like in terms of a win this season at the big ceremonies, I think it's down to Penn, Del Toro, and Skarsgård. I don't think a Lordy wins something. That would be shocking, pleasantly shocking. I think his win this season is to get in places. A Lordy just needs to get the nomination. But yeah, I don't know. We have to wait and see what happens at Critics' Choice and Golden Globes to really get a sense of what are they thinking with supporting actor.
I agree. One thing that is great about the SAGs, though, is that they often predict what the Oscars are going to do. They do match up a lot, especially in the lead categories, maybe not so much in the supporting ones, but there's always that one performance that they kind of go in for. But this category, though, I feel like it could be the Oscar 5. I mean, I think there's one actor that I'm not going to predict that. You want me to go ahead and give you a couple of my names?
Yeah. So beyond those two, who do you have? What are two more?
So my next two, because those were also my first two, but I had them flipped. I had Benicio and then Sean Penn.
Okay.
Kind of for what we were talking about, just the likability factor.
Yeah.
But I've got Adam Sandler next, and then Stellan Skarsgård as 3 and 4. I think Sandler especially with this body, I think.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to get into it as we get into our discussion and kind of discussing all these categories, but I'm not giving up on certain films, and Jay Kelly's one of those. I just feel like, and anybody that watches my channel regularly, and you might even know this, but I just feel like Jay Kelly is a perfect project for people that are going to be voting in this particular award show and others as well. So I just think that they're going to respond to that film. Sandler, obviously, there's kind of an ongoing career narrative for him, at least when you get to the upper echelon prestige award shows, that he just hasn't been able to cracked that barrier yet.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's had a lot of performances that are definitely worthy, Uncut Gems, Punch Drunk Love. I mean, he's been in the running several times and he's never quite made it to the top of the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the SAG love him. I mean, he's a very well liked person, super generous guy, has a great reputation, helps out his friends, takes them to Hawaii, makes movies with them. I mean, everybody loves him. So I just think that's going to really help him very easily get a nomination here. So I've got him at 3. And then you already mentioned Skarsgård a little bit, but I think his kind of career trajectory too, and just the respect that he's garnered in the industry is going to go a long way. The only thing that would hurt Skarsgård is that it's an international film, which sometimes they're a little like blinded to international stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think sentimental value is broad enough that it's getting enough recognition so far this season that I don't feel too worried about him getting in there too.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous year to year. We'll have like a big contender and lead actor or lead actress who, maybe wins at the Globes, like Fernanda Torres, I'm Still Here. And it's like, well, she has no shot of getting the SAG nomination.
I know.
It's like,
it's so stupid,
because it's international and subtitle, like, I don't know. It's just silly. So I've had those thoughts about sentimental value. I'm like, well, it is like, subtitled films. It's international. Like, could they only give it maybe like one nomination? Maybe they don't go all in. But I think because it's like more approachable, I think, from like an American audience, and it's about art and filmmaking, directors and actors. That's where I think sentimental value is safe at SAG. I think it still does really well. I still think Skarsgård gets the nomination. That would be shocking to me if he missed in supporting actor. So yeah, I have him in 4th. I have Sandler in 5th. My only worry would be if Jay Kelly falls off here over the next few weeks. But I think, like, I finally watched it, by the way. We talked on your channel a few days ago. I had not seen it yet. I've watched it now. Sandler gives a very appealing performance. And because of what the movie's about, I'm like, that has SAG written all over it.
Right.
Actors are really going to appreciate this movie. Mm-hmm. And the other thing about Sandler is that he got a surprise SAG nomination a few years ago for Hustle, which I think was a Netflix movie. I remember that came out of nowhere. And so I'm like, if he got in for that, he's got to get in for Jay Kelly, right?
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I think that's also a kind of a telltale too. I mean, Hustle was great, in fairness. I mean, I don't mean to talk down to it, but it was never considered like, an Oscar player or even like a precursor heavy film. It was just like, what? Kind of out of nowhere from the SAG. So it just kind of proves that they love him. And if he's in a performance that even has a little bit of notoriety that they're able to see and that is accessible to them, because, that was streaming. This is streaming. It's a Netflix film. So I'm sure it was made available to them pretty easily. So I got no problem putting him. In fact, he could surprise big time here with the One Battle Dudes. I'm not predicting that right this second, but I would be ecstatic if he somehow walked away with an actor award for this.
Oh, if Sandler won?
Really shake up the race. Yeah, that would really do some big stuff for him.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
That would thrust his narrative into like the stratospheric, like, oh my God, we got to get this guy an Oscar now. He finally won on the circuit. So
he's very good in Jay Kelly. I did not come away from that movie. Like, my review will now have been on the channel. I did not come away like, oh my God, give Adam Sandler an Oscar nomination for that. He's good in it. He's got some nice moments. He wasn't like incredible in that. I mean, it was just a very nice, appealing Adam Sandler performance, like atypical to what like he usually does. And he's good in it. Does it deserve an Oscar nomination? I don't know.
Right, I see that argument for sure, because it was definitely a muted, subtle performance. Yeah. But what I really loved about it, and why I think the SAG specifically is going to respond to it really well, or I have confident that they will, is that he was in the industry, and he played that kind of. It was like his agent, right? It was Clooney's agent, but so he was really deep into the life there. But he also played it kind of like from afar, almost like he was a fan of Jay Kelly, and he like looked up to the actor, to the icon in the industry, and was kind of in service of that kind of legacy of that actor, which is essentially a version of George Clooney, or any other elder actor. You could kind of fill in the blank there. But I just like that, how he kind of did a nice job of balancing, like, this world really intrigues me, which is probably why I'm in this gig to begin with. And at the same time, I am in this industry, so I have to fight these battles and, push back against this or that, or go through these hardships and, lose time with my family at tennis tournaments and like, all the stuff that I'm sure most of the people in the SAG have experienced. So I like that he represented a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. My one other thing about Sandler is that I don't think he's the best supporting actor in the movie. I think Billy Crudup gives the performance of that film.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot.
His second scene with George Clooney was incredible. I loved that scene. I know it's just brief.
You're talking about in the bar, right? Like in the diner.
In the bar, where they seem to be, it's like all nicey nice and they're having a good chat, and then it turns, man. And you're like, oh shit. Yeah. like Crudup, he's always been a great actor, and boy, like he makes the most of every minute of his screen time in that. So I really took to his performance more than anyone else in that movie.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he was great in that movie. He was so good in that. I was like this, like my jaw was on the floor during that one scene in particular, because it was really like a flip a switch, like, whoa, what's going on here? And he played it so well. But he was only in that one scene, really. I think we saw him maybe one more time. But
yeah, it's two scenes. There's that scene where they're walking and talking before. Like it's, right. I mean, it's like 7 minutes, maybe.
It's impactful, but yeah,
it is supporting actor.
Yeah, true. That's true. Yeah. He was a scene stealer for sure.
I would love to see Crudup show up somewhere, like just like out of nowhere, like holy shit, like a Judd Hirsch Fabelmans kind of thing, like whoa, like it just comes out of nowhere. I mean, I think it's going to be Sandler all the way, like
that would be great.
However long it goes, if he gets the Oscar nomination. But there is that too. I really like Crudup in that. And so my final person in supporting actor at SAG is Paul Mescal Hamnet. I think he is safely getting the Oscar nomination. I don't have a reason why he would miss at SAG. Do you have Paul Mescal? You don't?
I changed it. No, I don't. I changed it right before we got on here, so I can share it with you later. But I did this like kind of scorecard for some of these guys that are in the mix. So I have Jacob Elordi in the final spot.
Okay, he's my sixth place, my alternate.
Which, if he gets in, because Sandler or Elordi is probably going to get into that fifth spot of the Oscars, because Paul Mescal will most likely get in, like you said. So that's your four right there. So who's in the fifth spot? So that's going to, first of all, create a lot of drama, which is going to probably be awesome. Like we said, it's not going to be boring. But Elordi, like, I was looking back. I showed you a spreadsheet I started working on, but I was looking back at like the history of the SAGs in the last like 10 years or so, and they absolutely just fawn over a performance where the actor has a transformation, whether that's makeup or voice inflection, or they have a new accent or whatever. And Elordi's kind of doing both in this movie. And I just see that transformation as translating to them as the actor is going above and beyond to bring a iconic, legendary, character of Frankenstein or the creature to life. So I think it's going to be an upset where Paul Mescal is going to get left out here, but I don't think it's going to hurt him for the Oscar. And I think they probably know that. So it's not like they're doing something wrong by leaving him out. So I'm taking a swing on Jacob Elordi, especially after the success that he's had in the last week. I feel pretty good about that. So that's where I'm going to go for my fifth one. But I could be swayed if you want to.
My struggle, I thought about Elordi. My struggle is, like, spoiler alert, I don't have Frankenstein in any other category at SAG. Like, I thought about cast. Well, when we talk about cast, I thought about that. But I'm like, I think Hamnet is a stronger movie overall. Like in all of the ceremonies, I think Jessie Buckley is going to be safely in lead actress, as we'll talk about at SAG. And I'm just like, would Mescal miss? Elordi gets in. Frankenstein maybe doesn't get any other nomination at SAG. I don't know. I'm just like, it just feels like Hamnet is stronger. Like with awards bodies, it's a movie about arts, about creation, like creating plays, and he's playing William Shakespeare, a real person. I don't think he's gotten a SAG nomination. He didn't get in for After Sun, right? I think that was just at the Oscars, if I remember right.
Actually, I was wondering about that. I don't think he did either.
I don't think he got in at SAG, so this would be his first SAG nomination, and he's been doing great work for many years, and he's a part of like one of, I think, the top 3 awards movies of the year. That's where I just struggle with like taking him out over like a Elordi or something. I don't know.
You're probably right. You're probably right. I'm predicting like he's going to steal home, when the catcher's not looking kind of situation. And I just kind of see it in my mind when I was looking through all these different performances and stuff that have shown up. And I do definitely think it's between the two of them, though, for that last spot.
Really?
So, yeah, I think it's Mescal or Elordi. I'm talking about at the SAGs. So it's definitely going to be one of them. You're probably right, because Hamnet is stronger overall than Frankenstein, but also I don't think, Del Toro, the love for him should be underestimated either. I know they don't have a director category at the SAGs, but I mean, they obviously, know who directed the film, and they know him. And again, it was a streaming film that was available to them, which sometimes is a big deal with working actors, just to have the accessibility to see it. Could be something huge, because Hamnet just came out this past weekend, wide release. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I said, you're probably right. I'm taking a lesser traveled path with my predictions, at least right now. I mean, so
like I have Sandler in 5th place. I could see a reality where Sandler misses. I mean, you have him safely in 3rd place. Like, he's locked in for you. I'm like, Jay Kelly, that could fall off over the next few weeks.
It could.
Potentially, even though it has a lot of things going for it. It would make sense at SAG for it to get like cast actor, supporting actor. We'll talk about it. But I'm just like, I mean, it's Adam Sandler. Like, he could miss. It wouldn't be a shocker.
You're right. It would be kind of you're right, though. It wouldn't be a shocker because it's Adam Sandler, but it would kind of be a shock to me. I just feel like he just fits so perfectly for the movie, right? For the movie that he's in, but also just they love him. I mean, like you just said earlier, they nominated him for Hustle, a movie that nobody was even like thinking about when it happened, So I see him getting in, but I think it's either going to be Mescal or Elordi, but I can side with you if you want to go Mescal that last spot. That's fine. I think it's definitely doable.
Oh, we don't have to align. Like, I'll say.
Okay, all right, cool. Because I mean, it's one of those where it's like I was like, let me take a big swing. But yeah, you're probably right.
And then before we move on, are there any other alts? Like, I don't think so. I really think this year it's 6 people for 5 slots moving forward. I really don't think there's going to be some shocker, some person who gets in. We're like, whoa, what? Like, that would surprise me.
The only one that I put for like a career narrative reason, and also a really strong movie that's going to show up in a lot of other places, is Delroy Lindo for Sinners.
Yeah, he's been missing, and I bet he's close. I know. I bet he's like right on the edge.
I would have loved for him to show up like a Critics' Choice or something, but that's the only other one that I would even think.
Yeah, what if Delroy Lindo got in at SAG? He got in at SAG. Was it just Critics' Choice? Maybe SAG too for Da Bloods a few years ago. I know he got in. I know he got into at least one of those big ceremonies. I'm pretty sure Critics' Choice. It might have been SAG as well. So I mean, he's beloved in the industry. He's a veteran. If they really love Sinners, give it an extra nomination. I don't know whose place he would take, but that would be awesome.
Yeah, he did not get in.
He didn't get in at SAG. It was just Critics' Choice.
Chadwick got in for supporting for Da Bloods, but
it
doesn't look like he got in for lead. But I think he did get in Critics' Choice.
I just think it's too competitive. I just think it's 6 really strong contenders here, and for Delroy Lindo to slip in at SAG, it's like, well, who does he replace? And it's tricky.
I know, it would be a huge surprise. It would be a huge surprise. I would love it because he deserves it, but it would also be like a WTF surprise for sure.
Yeah. So, Best Male Actor in a Supporting Role at SAG, we both have Sean Penn and Benicio del Toro, One Battle After Another, Stellan Skarsgård, Sentimental Value, Adam Sandler, Jay Kelly, and then I have Paul Mescal, Hamnet. Gerald has Jacob Elordi, Frankenstein. All right, moving on to female actor in a supporting role. What are we doing with this?
This one is crazy, man.
All right, man. Crazy. I have in first place Amy Madigan, Weapons.
All right. I get it.
Until I'm proven wrong, man. Until she loses early on. Yeah. She in a close race, there's obviously pros to a couple of these other amazing women. I just think Amy Madigan could do it. What do you think?
Yes. That spreadsheet I was telling you about that I made because I'm a psycho. I graded everybody that was in the race. It was like 7 per category. I didn't go nuts. I just put the top 7 basically. And she was the only quote unquote lock, which is the highest score you can get on the spreadsheet I have here. So I think she probably is confidently, at least right now, based on what we've seen the last week or so, is the number one front runner, especially for this award. Because she has that career narrative of being 40 years since her last, awards tour. And it's we were talking about the transformative performance and changing your look and everything. Obviously, she has that. It's a very emotional, showy performance. She's well known in the industry. It's got all the buzz. I don't think Weapons is going to show up anywhere else, which is the only negative really at the SAG Awards. But other than that, I think she's got like 5 out of 6 of the main things that you really need to win this award. So as much as I love, film. And it's a horror film. As much as I love,
not a typical genre they award, but they did give Demi Moore the award for The Substance a few months ago.
Yeah, and they nominated Emily Blunt for Quiet Place, and they've done some nominations for horror, but not a lot of wins necessarily.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I struggle a little bit here because I'm like Jacob Elordi. I just don't think he's going to make it because Frankenstein probably isn't going to do very well at SAG. But then here I am confidently saying Amy Madigan will probably win for a movie that has 0 shot in any other category. Right. I mean, I guess you could say cast, like maybe, but it's probably be like what 12th place. Like I don't think that as a shot. So it's her being older, a veteran. She's been doing great work for decades, and she just has this crazy, flashy performance that everybody has gone nuts for. A gazillion Halloween costumes a couple months back. And I mean, she was incredible in that movie. I just feel like in a very chaotic category where anything can happen, Amy Madigan just makes the most sense to me. I don't know why.
I get it. Like I said, she's the only lock that I have right now. And I'm talking about in terms of like who the front runner to win it is.
Yeah.
Ariana Grande is right there for me. They're like 1A and 1 same here. Like 1A and 1B. I mean, I never want to predict against Ari, and I didn't last season until like 2 days before the Oscars. I finally changed it.
Oh, so you kept predicting her to win? Last time?
Show after show after show, I'm like, it's gonna be this one. This is it. So then, of course, that didn't happen, and now this year, I'm like, well, now they're going to cumulatively, like for both movies. I mean, of course, we don't know yet because they haven't started really handing out awards, at least televised yet. But I could see the SAG giving it to Ariana Grande for that kind of like mini narrative that's kind of been garnered over the last year and a half or so. And these are such behemoth films, like just a spectacle, just like historical films that are going to go down as one of the great like franchises, especially like musical, like stage to screen adaptations. So they love flashy, showy, big names. That's going to help her here, obviously. But I think that career narrative for Amy Madigan and the fact that the performance is so like out of the box and different than what any of them would expect from her. Whereas Ariana Grande is doing a lot of emotionality, especially in the second one, in Wicked for Good, that's up for grabs this time. Her character is much more layered than she was in the first one, where she was almost like the comic relief. But this time around, she's all over the place emotionally. And I prefer her performance. I mean, anybody that watches my channel knows that. I love her. But when I think about the SAG sensibilities and what they typically go for, depending on how the rest of the next few weeks shakes out, but if it stays kind of the state of the race right now, I would really be surprised if they didn't give it to Amy Madigan. It sounds like just their perfect win for this.
Yeah, this is tough, man, because Ariana Grande, I mean, she has been spectacular in 2 Wicked movies. More people seem to have liked and loved the first one over the second one. And it seems like right now, it's almost like Grande had a better chance to win in a way for the first film. But because it was part 1, there was that thinking, well, let's wait. Zoe Saldana, let's just give her all the prizes this time. Maybe Grande next year. But just the reaction to the second film has been kind of subdued. And I'm nervous that Grande can win anywhere big. I would love to see it. It'll be a moment, but I'm nervous, man.
I am too. Very nervous, actually. I do not want another situation like last season. We were kind of talking about that in your intro. I love Amy Madigan, but I don't want her to win every show from now until March. Yeah. So
I don't think she will.
I pray that Ariana Grande has something. And I will say that if she wins something, and we're able to get a beautiful, probably emotional speech from her, I think that could turn into something for her that we don't really see right now, because this is a character that she auditioned for like when she was like 15 or something like that. Like, she's been wanting to play in the Wicked musical since she was a kid, and it's like literally her dream come true as a performer. So, if you know that story, it's really uplifting and emotional, especially from an actor's perspective. So, I mean, yeah, like I said, it's a 1A, 1B situation right now, but Amy Madigan just has that like 40 plus year career narrative piece that, of course, Ariana Grande doesn't have, so the SAG love a narrative. I mean, it is what it is.
It's tricky. If Wicked for Good had just made it into picture comedy musical at Golden Globes, I'd say maybe like no matter what happens, Grande can win there. But them not nominating that, like putting a Nouvelle Vague in over Wicked for Good, I'm like, that's scary. Like, I don't know. Can Grande win? Right now, SAG kind of makes the most sense. Let's say Madigan takes Critics' Choice. That's first. Oh, cool. Great speech. Great moment. Madigan wins Golden Globes. And we're like, okay, maybe it's going to be a Madigan sweep. And then it's SAG. They choose Ariana Grande. And then we have kind of a race here. Then we have, okay. It's kind of like the year Angela Bassett won at Critics' Choice and Golden Globes for Black Panther 2. And we thought, okay, it's going to be her year. And then like BAFTA, Carrie Condon, Banshees of Inisherin. SAG, Jamie Lee Curtis, Everything Everywhere All at Once. And we're like, we don't know what's going to happen here. Who is taking the Oscar? We could have a situation where mid-January, everyone's super like confident Amy Madigan is going to sweep. This is happening. But then there's a shift. And oh, wait, no. Weapons is not everyone's favorite movie. It's a horror film. Maybe Madigan doesn't sweep. So, I mean, I'm not going to say right now Grande is out of it. Like, there is still a chance for her.
For sure. I mean, like I said, she's got to get that one. And this really goes back to last season, which is what's kind of crazy for her. But she's just got to get that one televised award. And she, for some reason, doesn't. I can't believe Zoe Saldana took every award. Like, I think that's the craziest thing. I love Zoe, but I wasn't a fan of that film. But, I mean, everything, like, I feel like that was unnecessary. So... She's just got to get that first award and, tell people what it means to her and see where that takes her going forward. I think the Globes she has a shot at the Globes, but like you said, if that movie had been a musical comedy, which I don't want to mince words, it definitely should be a musical comedy. I don't know what happened there, but she would win that, but now it's like she might win it. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? So now it's kind of like up in the air, which is a bummer for, Queen Ari, but yeah.
But I don't know how you're feeling. There is one other person I think could win at SAG, and that's Teyana Taylor, one battle after another. Let's not discount her. I've always thought about Mahershala Ali Moonlights.
Sure.
9 years ago, the Best Picture winner. He's really great in that, but he's only in it for 30 minutes, maybe a little more. Like, he's not in very much of it. He's gone 30, the rest of the movie, and he won almost everything for Moonlights. And I'm like, if one battle after another is winning picture, winning director, it starts winning a bunch of places. Do not discount Teyana Taylor. She is not in a ton of that film, but you feel her presence throughout the entire narrative. Her voice is a big part at the end, and she is a fantastic actress. She could also be, a winner here too. Maybe not everywhere, but Teyana Taylor could also take it at SAG, I think.
Yeah, I have her in my third spot as well.
Okay.
And I think it's the same for the Oscar too right now. But yeah, I agree. She's in the strongest movie this year too. I mean, I mean, not to discount her performance because it is phenomenal, but she's in the number one movie that people are going to be prone to voting for anyway in other categories. So she's going to hopefully get some residual from that. But she was in the conversation a couple of years ago for 1001. I don't know if you ever saw that indie film that she played.
Sundance. It was great. Yeah.
Yeah, it was so good. And didn't really go very far for her. I think she got some critics awards and stuff, but it didn't go to the televised circuit. But she's been making a name for herself the last couple of years. And with this performance, honestly, I wanted her to be on screen more in one battle. I really did miss her when she was gone, which kind of speaks to how strong her performance was. And I think that the actors will kind of see that too, because it's a hard thing to we talked about Isabella Rossellini from Conclave when you came on my show last week, but it's a hard thing to have such minimal screen time, but still have an effect on the film, even though you're not there you know, and her character does that based on what we saw her character go through in the first 30. So it's a really good performance that kind of anchors the film without being on camera, which is a tough thing to do, but I think she pulled it off.
Yeah, I just feel like one battle after another is going to do very well in at least one of the acting categories. And I'm like, is it supporting actor or supporting actress? If, let's say, Stellan Skarsgård starts winning stuff in supporting actor, then I'm going to feel like, okay, maybe Teyana Taylor is going to be doing better in supporting actress. I don't see, like, at the Oscars, one battle wins picture and director and then nothing in acting. I think it wins something in acting. And the question right now is, which category does it win?
That's interesting. I agree with you, but I don't know. We already talked about supporting actor. I think maybe that's the category, unless Benicio and Sean Penn hurt each other by splitting votes, which of course is a possibility. But otherwise, that might be where we see somebody turn up. All
right, now it gets interesting.
It does.
Who is your fourth place? Who is your fourth place at SAG in supporting actress?
Okay. Let me just say that it should be. I'm very, very nervous about making this prediction, and I think we have a couple more weeks before we actually get these nominations. So I most likely will be changing this because of what happened at the Globes yesterday and even the Critics' Choice Awards. I'm like, what's going on with this? But for SAG specifically, Gwyneth Paltrow should be in for Marty Supreme. Because of the career narrative piece, previous nominee, previous winner at the Oscars. It's been, 20 years since she was in the awards discussion. That film is going to be strong overall, and I think it's going to have a pretty good showing for ensemble possibility at the SAGs. Obviously, Timmy's going to be in the running for lead, playing opposite her. So, I don't know. She's a big name. I'm worried because she hasn't really been getting into places that I thought that I had been predicting her to get into. So I don't know why I'm going to do it again. She's going to miss again. I mean, I hope that doesn't happen, but I think she should be in. But right now I've got her in my fourth spot.
Okay. She's my alternate. It's hard because she missed a Critics' Choice and Golden Globe. So I'm just like, maybe that's just not a thing. Maybe Gwyneth Paltrow never shows up.
But I feel like if it is a thing, we'll know with SAG. Or I'm sorry, if it's not a thing, we'll know with SAG. Because if they don't give it to her, then it's like, all right, well, this is not
Paltrow misses at SAG, I think it's over. I think she has to get in at SAG to be viable for the Oscar nomination. One thing going for her is that Marty Supreme just isn't out yet. Like, I don't know if maybe enough people at Critics' Choice and Golden Globes, maybe they didn't see it. As many as might be seeing the film with SAG voters, maybe more people in the weeks to come will have a better shot at saying, oh, how about Gwyneth Paltrow for a nomination? She has not been nominated for anything in acting for a long time. This would be kind of a cool opportunity. So I floated her. I don't know. I'm not fully convinced yet.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, man, it's going to be tough. I just feel like the SAG is really like the one place, and I have Emily Blunt on the radar here too, which kind of makes me angry to be honest, but I do because I know what they do, and they love her. But actresses like that and Paltrow, if they don't, I mean, this is the spot that they should technically be in based on what the SAG normally does. If that makes sense.
Are you ready for this? You ready?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
She's not in slot 4. In slot 5, I have Emily Blunt, the Smashing Machine.
Yeah, me too.
I think she got the Globe nomination. I don't think there's a chance in hell she gets an Oscar nomination. I think Emily Blunt is getting in at SAG. For that
they nominated her. I do too. They nominated her for A Quiet Place. I mentioned earlier. What else?
She won for A Quiet Place. She won.
She did. Yeah. So, and look, I love her too. It sounded bad when I was doing my Golden Globes reaction because I was
my dude was like, oh god.
But everybody's like, what's wrong with Emily Blunt? I'm like, no, I love her. I'm sorry.
I love her too. I just don't like that movie.
Yeah, the movie wasn't that great, and I mean, she did good with what she had. And on that score sheet, I mean, she has a physical transformation, she has a vocal transformation, she is very showy, emotional acting, almost to the point where it's overacting. But I think that was that was what she was trying to do. I think, or at least I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt that that's the case. But they love her, and then now she has the Globe nomination to kind of go with it. So that's going to only increase the visibility. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I think she's in too. I think it's crazy that she's in with some of the other actresses that
I
could
know,
be in.
so much great talent. Yeah.
Oh, man. But yeah, I have her in too.
Yeah, I'm getting a Jamie Lee Curtis, The Last Showgirl vibe with Emily Blunt, The Smashing Machine. Where, like, maybe she even gets in at BAFTA, and we're, like, freaking out. We're like, oh, my God, is Emily Blunt going to show up at the Oscars? But then...
Like, what is this? Yeah.
I'm getting, that Jamie Lee Curtis Last Showgirl thing, where toward the end there, I was like, maybe Curtis, she's so beloved, and it's kind of a big, flashy performance in that movie. Maybe she does get the Oscar nomination. But no.
You know, it can start a thing too. I mean, Emily Blunt's obviously more well known than like Monica Barbaro was last year, but I mean, it could start a thing where it's like, okay, Globes, SAG, sure, let's go, Emily Blunt. You know what I mean? Like, if they fall in line, it could be crazy.
Yeah, I don't want to let any viewer think that I am rooting for the Emily Blunt nomination. This is a prediction. I'm saying I think she'll be getting it.
Same here. I think she's in the fifth spot too.
So you have her in fifth?
Mm-hmm.
So who?
I think we're missing one of yours though, right?
So your fourth place is Paltrow. She is my alternate. My fourth place is Elle Fanning, Sentimental Value.
Yeah, she's my alternate.
I mean, obviously, Inga Ibsdottir Lilius, I mean, she's going to be, very competitive this season. She's getting in everywhere. I think she misses SAG. I think, I just think because of like the anti international movies and stars and stuff, I think she's so new, so young. I think she misses at SAG. I think Lilius still has a very good shot at the Oscar nomination. It'll probably happen, but SAG, I think, if they're going to nominate Sentimental Value and Supporting Actress, they will go with Elle Fanning, who plays like an American actress in that, gives a very fine performance. I think Fanning gets into SAG.
You know what? I hope so, because based on some of the names we've been throwing out here. But I think that you're right in terms of like the players from that movie, especially. Like Inga was my favorite performance in that film, just so everybody knows. And I'm like,
yeah, great.
Renate Ronsfeld, like Stan, like I love her, but in that movie, from an acting perspective, I thought Inga just blew me away in that film, especially kind of being an unknown, at least here in America. So that was really impressive. I love Elle Fanning, always have, even since she was a child actress. So if they are going to nominate somebody for that movie, it's definitely going to be her. I agree with you there. The only thing like that I kind of, because she's my alternate, and all three of those ladies that we just talked about, Paltrow, Blunt, and Fanning, were all kind of like together, and it was just a matter of who do I put in or which one doesn't go in, really. And for me, I decided to go with the two kind of like more beloved elders actresses that have the resumes already, and we know that they love these two ladies. And Paltrow is also playing an actress in Marty Supreme, not to forget.
Okay,
kind of like an old Hollywood actress. I haven't either, but I just know about the character. But yeah, I can't wait to see it. But so she's playing an actress too. So I don't know, man. This is not my preferred group.
You're saying Elle Fanning doesn't have the resume? I know she's young, but she's been acting for what, 20 years? She's been in a ton of stuff.
Yeah, I guess. No, for sure. I guess I mean more so for like age, like experience.
Just older.
Like
okay,
yeah, like the age factor is what I meant. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean our lists are pretty close. We just have, one that's different. My one other alternate, this is it, man. Like if she's gonna get in somewhere, like it has to be at SAG, Regina Hall, One Battle After Another.
Oh wow, okay. I didn't expect you to say that. Okay, all right, yeah. This would be a good spot for her for sure.
I thought she was great in that movie. I know she's really not good in it quite as much as some other actors and stuff, but I've always loved her. She's done some great work, and she's got a couple really great moments in that film. I'm like,
I agree.
Really? Are we going to nominate the other 5 everywhere and Hall never gets in? I'm like, maybe it's SAG. She could surprise. Maybe.
She's so beloved. I was thinking to myself when I ranked all the performances in One Battle when it first came out, and I was thinking to myself, like, if she could have just had like 1 or 2 more scenes where,
like one more big scene.
She would have definitely been in like everything, just that one Oscar scene crying or something, you know what I mean? Something for her character. We have the scene where
she does cry towards the end, doesn't she? Like it's been a while since I've seen
sure. Yeah, it's so subtle for sure. But she comes in that one scene I love in the bathroom when she comes to save Willow. That would be. I mean, that's a good
mirror
Oscar clip for sure. Yeah. for sure. I've
So
got Rumi Misako as another alternate, by the
and
way,
then
from
Musaka,
Sinners.
yeah, that's the other one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the only other lady I had listed here.
Yeah, I'm like, Sinners, as we'll talk about in cast, I feel pretty good that Sinners gets into cast, but like, what about individual nominations for the actors? Like, can we get someone in supporting actor, supporting actress? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so with this particular body. I mean, at least historically. I mean, we talked about Lindo a little bit. I mean, it's a possibility, but a long shot. And I think Misaki might even be a little more of a hope dick because
might be tricky.
Yeah, for sure. So.
All right.
We get what we get. We get what we get with the quote unquote actor awards.
Yeah. It's an exciting category. So, female actor in a supporting role. We both have Amy Madigan, Weapons, Ariana Grande, Wicked for Good, Teyana Taylor, One Battle After Another, Emily Blunt, The Smashing Machine. And then I have Elle Fanning, Sentimental Value, and Gerald has Gwyneth Paltrow, Marty Supreme.
There you go.
Best actor is next. Best male actor in a leading role. So at the top two, I mean, it's been the same for me the last few weeks. I have Timothée Chalamet, Marty Supreme, and Leonardo DiCaprio, One Battle After Another. I still think they're in the top two unless someone beats them at Golden Globes. That's what we'll talk about maybe, but are those your top two at SAG for actor?
They are. I mean, my number 3 is tied with Leo. I almost put him at 2, but I mean, yeah, I think Timmy and Leo, until something starts happening in the televised awards, I think those are the top 2.
Yeah, it's like, is Chalamet going to sweep from Critics' Choice to the Oscars? Is he just going to win actor everywhere? I'm not fully convinced of that. I think there is a shot at a surprise. Chalamet is, he's pretty young. Mm-hmm. It's like, I feel like some voters might say we don't have to give Chalamet everything. And, Marty Supreme, it's not getting in everywhere. It missed director at Golden Globes, right?
Yeah.
I think it missed one other place that people thought it might get into and didn't get into supporting actress. Mm-hmm. Like, there is like a little bit of weakness so far with Marty Supreme that I'm like, well, maybe Chalamet's not just like a slam dunk yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine about the Globes yesterday, and he was like, Timmy doesn't have to win. It's crazy that we're saying he should win, and how long it took. They made Leo wait. Like, Leo should be winning. He should have more than one Oscar. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't disagree with you. Leo is great in One Battle, but I don't think it was almost like, why would they make the same mistake with Timmy that they made with Leo, just to correct the mistake they made with Leo? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if he's due for his Oscar, if it's the performance of the year, then just give him the Oscar. And I think that was the problem they made with Leo, is that they just kept kind of passing him by for so long. But I think with the SAG, especially, they gave it to him last year, right? For A Complete Unknown. Which,
that's right. They gave it to him a year ago, the same category.
Yeah, which could be. Let me give you my 3 real quick, because I think my 3 could be the winner if Timmy doesn't win, and that would be Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon.
Ethan Hawke is my 3rd place, and I don't know, man. I'm like, Ethan Hawke is so beloved. He's been working since the 80s, and he's been nominated for a bunch of things, like 4 Oscar nominations to date, 2 in acting, 2 in screenplay. And I mean, talk about a transformation in Blue Moon. Mm-hmm. I'm like, if enough people see that movie, Ethan Hawke can be competitive to win. And then the movie got into Best Picture Comedy Musical at the Globes. I was like, oh, okay, that's something. Well, so Hawke is competitive, I think.
I do too, and it quietly surged too, because I love that movie. When I saw it,
it's great.
It's actually still in my top 10 of the year, and I saw it a few months ago. I loved it. But you didn't really hear people talking about it. And
it was kind of quiet.
I think I was doing like a power rankings video like maybe a week before you came on last week. And even then I was like, I can't put this in there because I'm the only one who's talking about it. I don't hear anybody mentioning it. And, he was talking about Black Phone 2 and he was doing interviews and stuff. So I'm like, all right, well, maybe they're just going to kind of forget about it or whatever. And when it showed up at the Globes, like, I was like, finally, like we're going to start talking about this performance, but it's Sony Pictures Classics. Don't forget. At least I think it is, right?
Sony Pictures Classics. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, they know what they're doing in terms of campaigning. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how far it's going to go to that Academy tippy top of the mountain there, but I do expect Ethan Hawke to now be present pretty much, at least in the conversation for every show. Every nominations announcement, he's expected to be in there probably going forward. And
Yeah.
I think that with the SAG, especially, just giving it to Timmy last year could sway them enough to be like, all right, we gave him one. This is Ethan Hawke. We love this dude. And he was playing a real person and transformative. He's like a lot shorter in the movie with camera tricks or whatever. And I could see it happening for Ethan Hawke, especially at this award show.
Yeah, that's a good point. I wasn't even thinking about that. Chalamet won here for A Complete Unknown. Would they give it to him 2 years in a row? Would he be the Tom Hanks of the SAG Awards? And they were just like, okay, another one. Yeah. Right. That's a good point. Like maybe even if Chalamet, let's say Chalamet wins a Critics' Choice and Golden Globes. And we're like, okay, probably going to be him. And then like Hawke wins at SAG, brings the house down, gives just an incredible speech. And Chalamet is sitting there like, okay, great. And then Hawke, Ethan Hawke, going into the Oscars with his 5th nomination, has never won. He's more of a veteran, been around a lot longer, and has done such great work. I love. Do you ever watch just like Ethan Hawke interviews? He's so articulate. So he's so thoughtful. I love just watching him really talk about life, like not just movies. Just like he's so interesting, and he puts himself out there. And this is one of his best performances. So I think do not discount Ethan Hawke. He could potentially, start winning stuff, including at SAG.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's just so liked in the industry and the community and by us as fans. And like you said, if anybody sees that movie, even if they're down on the film as a whole, like his performance is really endearing, and he's funny in it. You sympathize with what his character's going through. His performance was so good that I didn't really know a lot about that story. Like I knew Richard Rodgers and I knew, Rodgers Hammerstein. I knew the names and stuff like that, but I didn't know the history of it. And it was so impactful for me when I saw it that I read about it for the next week. I was learning all the different facts about their history together and stuff. Yeah. So I thought it was really good.
So I mean, the only thing would be if just not enough SAG voters see it or something, like they're not getting screeners. I mean, Blue Moon is I don't think it gets another SAG nomination, so it would just be for this performance in this category. So just enough SAG voters watch it, and then we're good.
That's why I said the Sony Pictures Classics is huge. I mean, if it was a small studio that then I wouldn't be as confident. But I think they're going to make sure people see this thing. Yeah.
Okay, so those are my top 3. I think those 3 are pretty safe for the Oscar nomination too, and then we get into the SAGness of it all. Here in the slots 4 and 5, who is your number 4?
Right now, for reasons I kind of already mentioned on the previous category, it's George Clooney for Jay Kelly.
I have George Clooney at number 4.
Yeah, I don't think they can refuse this performance. The SAG, I mean, I mean, it's basically about them, So I feel like they have to give it to him. I would be surprised if they don't. I mean, I know it was a quiet, I'm playing myself kind of performance. We talked about that a little bit when you came on my show before you had seen it. But I like the meta-ness of that, and I've always joked about that not really being an easy thing to do, and people kind of dismiss it oh, he's just being himself. But he's also doing it in front of 100 people with camera. I mean, it's not it doesn't seem like it would be an easy thing to pull off, Now, if the cameras aren't on you and it's a candid situation and you're just, doing whatever you normally do, then that's different. But he's has to go to a place where he's okay, I have to do this how I would do it, and it just seems like it would be a tough thing for him to pull off. And I thought he was really charismatic. And I'm not even a huge Clooney fan either. I mean, I don't dislike him, but I'm not oh, I love this dude, But I just thought he really embodied the character, and I believe that it was him. I believe that was what. It was a very personal performance, I thought. So I think the actors are I'm not even an actor, so I think the actors are also going to respond to it.
Yeah, he's good in the film. I think he's good enough to get in here at SAG. I really don't think he has a shot at the Oscar nomination. I don't.
Really?
But I think he is safely in, if not 5th place, he's maybe even 4th place at SAG because of who he plays in that movie. And it's just, I mean, it's come on, SAG voters are going to love that movie and that performance. I just think, I think Clooney gets in at SAG. Maybe a BAFTA, we'll see. I just think the Oscar nomination, dude, is just too competitive. And he didn't get in at Critics' Choice, right?
I thought he did. That's why when you said that, I was like, he's not going to get the Oscar. Hold on. No, he did. Okay, right at the Globes. Or are you talking about Critics' Choice?
Critics' Choice. Clooney missed, right, in A Field of Six.
He did. Yeah, he did.
Sandler got in, but not Clooney. So, I mean, not to say that just because he missed a Critics' Choice means he can't get the Oscar nomination. I just think, there's an international performance that's going to do very well that I'm iffy on the SAG nomination, but I think like that gets in at the Oscars. And I just think Clooney, he gets the Globe nomination. He's in at SAG. That might be it.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, you might be right. I don't really expect the BAFTAs to respond to J. Kelly nearly as much as like the American audience will. I mean, it does have scenes in Europe and Italy and stuff, but I don't know. I'm not really hopeful that they're gonna swoon over it like we will here in the States.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I haven't updated my power rankings yet, but at the last time I did have Clooney in my 5, but I was also doing that on the strength of J. Kelly overall. So to your point, if it's missing places that it really shouldn't. Which kind of like Wicked for Good missing at the Globes, J. Kelly missing at Critics' Choice is kind of similar because it was like getting everything else. It got Sandler, screenplay, like it had all these nominations, and then it's like Clooney just got left out. I was like, what? It was so weird. So it was strange that the title character got left out of a movie that overperformed.
And J. Kelly missing Picture Comedy Musical at the Globes was weird.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
Okay.
I know. Man.
So, I mean, like Clooney could miss at SAG. That wouldn't be shocking because it is very competitive. And, there's like at least 3 or 4 alternates I have here who could maybe get in.
Sure.
But let's see. So we're 4 for 4. Are we matching up with slot 5? Who is your 5th place?
I wanted to put somebody in, but he's my alternate. And then there's another one that's like a huge Hail Mary curveball that if it happened, I would just like probably laugh and fall out of my chair. But it could happen because it's the SAG and they're crazy sometimes. But right now I have what might be the more obvious pick at my 5th spot, which is Michael B. Jordan for Sinners.
Okay.
Yep.
He is my main alternate. I have been going back and forth on this today, man. I'm like, Michael B. Jordan will get in, right? But I'm like, if I'm feeling pretty confident in Emily Blunt,
here it is. This is the one I was saying. Yeah.
At SAG, I think Dwayne Johnson makes it.
Sure, you're that's the one I was talking about. Where I was like, I would just laugh. I mean, because it would be like, I should have seen that coming.
This was the one I struggled with the most today because I'm like, am I really not going to predict Michael B. Jordan? Like, I just think he'll make it, but who do I remove? Obviously, Johnson. But I'm like Emily Blunt, is she really going to get supporting actress at SAG and then Johnson misses in lead actor? That would be very weird to me.
I think you're right. I think Johnson has a great shot at getting in because of that transformative piece.
The transformative nature of his performance and everything. Like Jordan doesn't really have that. He plays 2 people. But I don't know. I'm just like, in a very close race, like I feel like Johnson, because of the transformation and doing something different, he has kind of a narrative there that actors, I think, will really respond to and what he's doing in that movie. I don't think Johnson goes anywhere beyond SAG. I'm pretty sure about that, actually. But I think in a close race, Johnson might snag that SAG nomination over Michael B. Jordan, which will depress me. But here I am predicting it.
He's my number 1 alternate. And it would the SAG, when I was looking at those various years or the various nominees of the last 10 years, the SAG loves a chain, like a transformative performance. They just love it. So you're probably onto something there, and it's just going to depend on how much they responded to that film. And Emily Blunt has that name piece. They've nominated her before, and they love her. Yeah. So he doesn't have that. He's coming from like an action star / wrestling background, which, I mean, obviously he's a super popular guy. So, and they love that too. They love, big names being represented. And there's always like one movie, whether it's Naiad or whatever, that's like, oh yeah, that came out. I forgot about that. Or like The Last Showgirl, it's like, oh yeah, I forgot that exists. And they always kind of throw it in the mix. So maybe it's a smashing machine this year. Maybe it does show up in a few categories. I just want see it happening as my alternate.
Anyone watching like SAG nominations and they see Emily Blunt, Dwayne Johnson, don't panic. I very much believe deep down, neither one is getting an Oscar nomination.
It's fine. Yeah, it'll all be okay.
Okay, so So Michael B. Jordan is your fifth place. Mine is Dwayne Johnson. So that's the only difference.
Yeah, we just swapped that alternate. Yeah.
I mean, can Wagner Moura get in at SAG for The Secret Agents? I mean, I think he's almost safely, I would say. I think he's safely winning the Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Motion Picture Drama. And just because it's an international movie, he can't get in at SAG? Like,
My
that's
thing
just crazy.
I don't have the timeline in front of me. My thing is when does voting in for the SAG? Because he actually could get in here based on the chatter and the strength of his kind of campaign right now as voting is open or when it's open. And I don't have the voting window in front of me, but I think it's this month they're going to be voting on it. So he could get in. It has happened where international actors show up, but it's usually like the front runner, like, I mean, even Carla Sofia Gascon last year was in the film that was beloved and got multiple nominations across the circuit, and like she kind of came along with that.
Yep.
So the only thing though that a lot of people don't realize with the SAGs is like a lot of performances and films that they nominate or that show up there are like not one or two handers. Wagner Moore is really carrying that movie. It's not like a huge ensemble, which with a lot of like pivotal performances and like, there's two or three that really stand out. And there's, some various like scenes that really pop, like, Udo Kier, who rest in peace, he has a great scene in that movie, but like it's Wagner Moore's movie. Do you know what I mean? It's not like a huge ensemble. So usually they go for that, and you have the international piece, which is going to go against it, which sounds silly, but that's just the case with the SAGs. So it's he's in the running, and it's going to depend on how loud Neon shouts that from the mountaintops over the next few weeks, if that's enough to get the SAG to put him in.
Yeah, like Neon had such a good day at the Golden Globes.
Oh my God!
Are they not really going to show up at all at SAG outside of sentimental value? I mean, that's kind of depressing. I think Wagner Moura has a much better shot at the SAG nomination than Fernanda Torres did for I'm Still Here. Right. She was like, she was like being talked about, and then her win at the Globes was like a shock. Whereas Wagner Moura is already very strong here in December. People will be watching that movie more than I'm Still Here, I think, around this time. Right. So, like, if Wagner Moura gets in, like, over Dwayne Johnson, I'll be like, oh, thank God. That's where I'll be. So, I don't know. I'm just like, I just feel weird predicting Blunt and not Johnson in a weird way.
I know. And I do too, actually. And I put him in an alternate, and I'm like, but I just...
But Jordan should get in too. There's only 5 slots, man. Why can't there be like 7?
I know. I have Joel Edgerton in the mix too, but I think
that's my other alternate is Joel Edgerton. I just don't think he can make this lineup here.
It might be too quiet of a performance. It's a really good one, but I loved it. But yeah.
All right. So, best male actor in a leading role. We both have Timothée Chalamet, Marty Supreme, Leonardo DiCaprio, One Battle After Another, Ethan Hawke, Blue Moon, George Clooney, Jay Kelly, and then I have Dwayne Johnson, The Smashing Machine, and Gerald has Michael B. Jordan, Sinners. Best female actor in a leading role, right at the top. Until something changes in January, I will always have my choice for Performance of the Year, Jessie Buckley, Hamnet, in number 1. There's been like enough like chit chat about Hamnet the last 2-3 weeks. Like some people not loving it as much as I kind of was hoping for. I'm like, man, could Hamnet dip a little? I like maybe, but I still have an actress, Jessie Buckley. I still think she sweeps. Like maybe Rose Byrne beats her somewhere. I don't know, man. I'm curious. What like do you have Buckley at number 1 at SAG?
I do, but it's not really fair because I had like I just saw this movie a week ago. It was like last weekend, like the Black Friday, like the Friday after Thanksgiving is when I saw it. And it was a horrible theater experience. It was like teenagers on their phone and they were like laughing at the parts that were like really emotional. And it was like, it just sucked. So I was like, okay, well, I couldn't really get into that. I wasn't connected emotionally.
Teenagers on their phone at Hamnet?
It was crazy. And they were like laughing at the really like breakdown parts and stuff.
Oh, that would have killed me.
So I got a screener from Focus. Thank you. And I watched it at home like a couple of days later, and it was a much better viewing on the second watch. And I think I gave it like 8 out of 10. I mean, it was good. I wonder if Hamnet, and I'm not talking about for me specifically, but just overall, I wonder if that movie or her performance specifically is going to suffer for kind of like the overhype thing, which I don't really
Which
like using.
I'm the overhyper.
Well, no, not just you. I mean, everybody. I mean, we were joking about your pull quote about how somebody said it was like the greatest movie of all time and all this stuff. Like if that's what they think, that's great.
My pull quote for Hamnet. It's been in a couple trailers. Like you showed it to me, an extraordinary masterpiece,
which is great.
So I'm the one hyping it up. Apparently,
no,
maybe I'm doing bad things for Hamnet. Is that right?
It's collectively. It's definitely not just you. Trust me. But I just heard that, and I thought she was awesome in it. She was really, really good in it. But if I'm being honest with you, I was probably more taken aback by Rose Byrne's performance personally. And I don't know if that's like, because I know what my wife goes through as a mom or like whatever the personal connection there is. But I think they're both like really, really strong. And when the race gets started and the awards start getting handed out, and I mean the televised awards, that'll kind of, especially the guilds, that'll kind of like tell a story. So right now I also have her at number 1. I think she's definitely looking really good.
And then in second place, I have Rose Byrne. If I had legs, I'd kick you. Like,
same here.
I watched it again a few days ago, had a much better experience. I really struggled watching that at Sundance. I was just like, this movie's way too stressful. I can't even, this is like too much. And, I recognized the power of her performance, but months later, I got to just sit and really focus on the movie and not be like super up close as the way I was at Sundance. And I mean, what a performance. I mean, that could also be my choice for performance of the year. I mean, Rose Byrne is that good. And I've loved her since the days of Damages. She also has kind of a career narrative this season. She's been around a while, never gets her flowers come award season, really. Like, I think she got a couple like Emmy nominations for Damages, and that's about it. I mean, this is her career best performance.
Sure.
My hesitation in like predicting her to win outside of like maybe at the Golden Globes is the movie strong enough for her to win Best Actress of the Year? If Hamnet is getting into 7, 8, 9 categories, like at the Oscars and stuff, like, could Byrne really overtake Buckley in a performance I think is outstanding? It's just fantastic. That's where I struggle with Byrne maybe winning over Buckley.
I agree with you 100%. The nomination's one thing. I think the nomination comes even if she is the only thing nominated from the film. But when it comes to a win, that's a tall order. And I honestly don't even know if that's happened in Oscars history. I mean, it may have. I just can't think of anything off the top of my head where the only nomination was also the lead performance winning. It's a rare thing.
Kathy Bates' Misery did it.
That's true.
Kathy Bates was the only nomination for that film, 1990, and she won. But it wasn't overly competitive. Like there wasn't someone else in Best Actress that year who was like in a movie like upper picture, director, and writing, and sometimes when you have kind of chaos there, where I think about the 2014 year, you have Julianne Moore sweeping for Still Alice. She was like the only nominee for that movie, but when you look at Best Actress that year, most of the nominees, it's like they're like lone nominees. It's just Felicity Jones, The Theory of Everything, who's in a Best Picture nominee. But for the most part, it's just like people who their movie just got in that one category. I just think if Hamnet comes on really strong, gets nominated for a bunch of things, like can Byrne really overtake Buckley at the end of the day? I don't know. I don't see it.
I don't either. I agree with you. I think she could. If she's going to win, I think it would probably be at a place like SAG. I mean, just because of that narrative piece and that she's been around forever. I don't think I'm not predicting her to do so, but that would be the one place where I think she could collect a victory if Buckley was not going to sweep. But I think, at least as it sits right now, I think Buckley's pretty safe on her way to the Oscar unless some crazy shakeups happen on the circuit. Honestly, I think Chase Infinity might be Jessie Buckley's biggest competition at the Oscars just because of the strength of the film, like we were talking about. Because PTA and One Battle are going to, everybody's going to be one, I would imagine, ranking it highly and voting for it. And, she's going to definitely benefit from that. And I also think it's a tremendous kind of like breakthrough, welcome to the world performance. So, I love Rose Byrne, but I think at the Academy Awards specifically, it's going to be a tall order because it's probably going to be the only thing for that film from a nomination perspective.
Wait a second. You think Chase Infinity could win the Oscar for Best Actress?
I didn't say that.
Okay.
Quote me on that.
Like, I don't know if I go that far.
I said she's probably the number 2, or at least in my head, she's the number 2. I think she's going to be the closest one to Jessie Buckley
because of the strength of the film and
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be enough to put her over the hump, but that's just what I think right now.
Yeah. Well, spoiler alert, I don't have Chase Infinity in at SAG in
Let's
mine.
go down the list. Let's go down the list. All right. What do we got?
Okay, so you have Infinity in at SAG?
So we both have Buckley Byrne. I've got Infinity at 4. I'm at number 4.
Okay, you have Infinity at 4. She is my alternate.
All right.
And you know, I'm definitely. I mean, I'm curious with your T-shirt and everything. I'm curious how this is going to shake out because I could see Infinity taking the slot of someone else.
Oh boy! All right.
But I have in third place Emma Stone, Bugonia.
So do I.
You do?
That's my 3 as well.
I don't think Emma Stone is going to win anything this season for that. That would very much surprise me. But I feel like SAG really loves her, and I think she gets in for Bugonia at SAG. I mean, that's a very triumphant, wacko performance. They're gonna really love that. You know, shaves her head and stuff, and it's a really good movie. I don't think Bugonia gets in anywhere else at SAG, but I think Emma Stone makes it.
I agree. We didn't mention Jesse Plemons earlier. I think he's kind of in the mix, but I don't think he would get in.
That would be cool if Plemons showed up at SAG. I would love that.
That would be inspired for sure. I mean, I think he was actually better than Stone. Not to compare them because obviously they're different, but I responded to his performance a lot too. But yeah, I think she gets in here. I mean, it's Emma Stone, you know. So I mean, what are you gonna do? She's great. She's phenomenal. She's never gonna phone it in. She's. I told you when you came on my show last week, but I recently did a video where I rewatched a lot of her movies and I ranked her top 10 performances, and this one was in my top 5, and that was after a week after seeing it. Like, that's how great I thought it was. It's one of her best performances in her career. So I just, like you said, I just don't know that Begonia is going to be that prestige awards friendly film like The Favorite or Poor Things. You know,
I mean, it got into picture at Golden Globes. That was nice.
It did.
In comedy musical.
Yeah, that was great. That was great.
Can Emma Stone get the Oscar nomination? I'm just I don't think we should,
you can't
undervalue Emma Stone, her placement in this award season. People might say, oh, Stone, she'll get into a couple places. Bugonia is not strong enough. She won't get the Oscar nomination. Guys, Emma Stone can get the Oscar nomination for that. I can see it.
I was going to go back to my Oscar predictions real quick. I think this is my Oscar 5, actually, which I didn't even mean to do that. But keep talking. I'm going to pull it up.
So we both have Stone in third. In fourth place, you have Chase Infinity, who I probably a month from now will be like, Brian, Chase Infinity was always going to get in everywhere. I don't know. I think Infinity has a good shot at the Oscar nomination. I'm like, does she make it at SAG? I don't know. So who is your final slot?
Obviously, it's Elphaba. What are you, crazy?
It's Cynthia Erivo.
Of course it is. So look, man, when I did this spreadsheet, she's the only lock in this category. So here are the factors that I have, and she checks. Okay. She's the only person in the race, if you will, that checks all the boxes. It's a physical transformation, right? Mm-hmm. It's a showy emotional performance. I put that she has a career narrative mostly because of last season and also because of the EGOT kind of status. And I feel like the actors might know that she's right there to getting that. So that's the only one that's a little iffy. I think that the film has ensemble strength. It has buzz-worthy award on the award circuit, and she's very likable and well-known. So all those she checks off. So she's a lock to get nominated. Anybody wants to say anything, argue with your computer. But that's what I'm. You
think Cynthia Erivo is a lock to get the SAG nomination?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
How about her not making the 6 at Critics' Choice?
I know that was brutal. Don't bring that up. Don't upset me with that.
If she could miss there with 6, she could miss with 5 at SAG. Come on.
She could, but they're different bodies, and that was predominantly international. Right. So I'm telling myself that, and also she's obviously a little more susceptible, or the SAG's a little more susceptible to go for that performance, the musical showy performance of Elphaba. So they love the first one. We also know that. So it's no mystery that they're into what they're doing in that film. And I don't know. Well, I know you're on the island with me, but I feel like I'm on an island that this movie's better in terms of the grandiose nature, with the exception of maybe the songs are a little bit better in part 1. I like those musical numbers better, but visually as a film, I thought Wicked for Good was just a feast. So I'm okay with putting her in. I'm not hesitating. I want to hear what you're doing though. So, but yeah, I got her in.
I mean, we have to move beyond an argument like, well, I think it's better than the first one. Like, we just have to let that go. Like, we might feel that way, but most people are not thinking that. So don't think, oh, I don't know. I think Arrivo makes it because, you know, ultimately it is a better movie. Like, most people are not agreeing with that sentiment. So
that's true. That's true.
It's like, I know. It's the passion for the second film that is fading that makes me very nervous about Arrivo. I was so happy that she got the Globe nomination. I'm like, at least she got there, you know, like at least that happened.
Yeah,
I was even nervous about that. I was nervous about that. So yeah, I just think SAG went crazy nuts for the first Wicked a year ago. Like, they nominated Jonathan Bailey in supporting actor, and they gave it cast, like a nomination and cast. So I'm like, I think the movie is strong enough that Arrivo can slip in there, even if it's slot number 5. So I have in slot 4 Renate Reinsve, Sentimental Value. Even though she's an international actress and it's an international movie, I think that film is strong enough. She's well known enough. I think she gets in. I don't think we should just discount Reinsve because, she's not American, so they'll probably snub her at SAG. I think Reinsve can make it there.
I really hope she does. I've got her as my alternate. Okay. I want her in that 5. I think she's safe for the Oscar nomination, like you said. And I was looking at my nominations earlier because I thought for a second that this was my Oscar 5, but it's not. I have her swapped out with Emma Stone currently for the Oscar 5. So I would have no problem with her getting in here, except I think she's going to probably bump out Arrivo or Infinity probably if it happens.
That could happen too. I mean, I could see like Grande gets in safely, supporting actors at SAG, but Arrivo misses. Infinity and Reinsve are kind of in those last 2 spots, and no Arrivo. I mean, I really don't. I don't know how you feel. I think it's like almost like zilch right now that Cynthia Erivo gets the Oscar nomination for actress. I mean, I think it's almost no shot right now.
But if this doesn't pan out, then yes. So
be prepared for that.
I know exactly. You're trying to separate head from heart. You're 1,000% correct, but I do definitely think she still has a shot, but it could disappear in the snap of your fingers because she literally can't miss.
Arrivo has to get the SAG nomination. If Arrivo misses at SAG, it's over.
That's why when she got the Globes, I was like, thank God, because if she'd missed the Globes, I would have been saying the same thing. Yeah. So,
I think, I said this in my review. I think something that hurts her is that a lot of her best moments in Wicked for Good, she is surrounded by visual effects. She is singing, and there are like 1,000 animals flying around on the screen and fire and stuff. And, the camera's spinning around her. She's like really distant in the frame. And I'm like, some of those big moments for her in the second movie, it's just so visual effects heavy. I think that is where, beyond a couple other things, of course, I think that's where she gets hurt a little bit. So when it comes to like Best Actress nomination, it's like, well, like, where is she in the frame? There's a little bit of that.
That's a great point because
I worry about that.
Yeah, because then you look on the flip side with Ariana, and it's like not that. She has
most
very
of her moments are close up.
Yeah. Right.
It's like the new song for Cynthia Erivo in Wicked for Good, surrounded by animals. Right, like there's a lot of stuff happening, and then Ariana's song, "Girl in the Bubble," it's like just her in a room.
Yep.
Like she's just emoting and acting. Like a lot of her great moments in the second film, it's like close up on Ariana's face, and Cynthia Erivo has more VFX around her a lot. I think
that's a great point.
A struggle.
That's a great. As you're saying it, that's a great point, and I wonder how they're going to respond to that because you're right. I mean, she doesn't get the showiness that she got, with like Defying Gravity in the first one or whatever. So I'm going to hold on to it until it's like impossible. Right now, it's not impossible, but it's like 5%, so I'm still there. So I could see her missing, but I'm really hopeful that she gets in. So,
like, I still haven't 100% given up on Wicked for Good getting into picture at the Oscars. I still think it's like hanging on.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I don't see Blue Moon or Nouvelle Vague getting into picture at the Oscars. You could say, what about the Globes? I'm like, well, I don't think those two movies get in over Wicked. So I don't know. Like, I'm still like hanging on a little bit.
Me too.
But
Me too.
I think it comes down to those 6 at SAG. My other alternate is Amanda Seyfried. I don't think she gets in at SAG for that.
Well, Ann Lee's been baffling me because I know you saw it. I haven't seen it, but
I really
sight
liked it.
unseen. Yeah, that's what I heard.
It's weird.
Kind of. Yeah, that's what I
It's
heard
out
too.
there, yeah.
But it's also showy, musical, like physical performance, like a lot of things that speak to them. But that movie in general on the circuit so far in the last like month has really kind of strangely been missing stuff that just what I did know about it, I expected it to get, whether you're talking about costumes or score or the original song nomination or like whatever. And it's been missing at various places. And I'm just like, it's kind of weird. And then Amanda Seyfried got in, and I think she was the only nomination, right, for the film at the Globes, maybe?
So Seyfried has made it in at both Critics' Choice and the Globes. You know, not too many actresses this year can say that. So, I mean, that's something. But, yeah, the movie in other categories is missing. So that's a scary place to be. But, you know, you have movies like Weapons, which we're talking about. That it's just like just one category. So, you know, Seyfried has been strong so far getting the nominations.
And don't forget, they didn't like The Brutalist at all. I mean, The Brutalist only showed up for the actor, too. Adrian Brody was the same.
Yeah, Brutalist did well throughout award season, but not at SAG. It was just Brody at SAG. So it's like, that's a more beloved film this season than Ann Lee. So in a crowded field, you know, I mean, there's probably 4 other names we could mention here. Jennifer Lawrence is freaking amazing in Die My Love. And it's like, really? She's just going to get the Globe nomination and that's it? It's ridiculous. But it's just there's only so many slots. It's like, who do we put in?
Yeah, I had her listed as an alternate, but you know, it would be like an Emily Blunt situation if they gave it to Jennifer Lawrence. I mean, she's not going to ride that to the Academy Awards. It's my favorite performance of the year, but I know that's not going to be touched by most people in the award circuit. So.
But actress is a nail biter this year, man.
Like, it is.
We're probably going to have a surprise or two at SAG, and we'll go, oh, okay, maybe a Revo, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like Oscar nominations morning. We're going to be like, what? You know, kind of a thing.
You're probably right.
And that's what I enjoy about the season. It's boring if it's just like the same 5 people everywhere. It's like boring. So, I feel pretty good about that. We just have one that's different. But if Infinity gets in there, I'll be thrilled. I loved her in that movie. So, we'll see what happens. So, best female actor in a leading role. We both have Jessie Buckley, Hamnet. Rose Byrne, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, Emma Stone, Bugonia, Cynthia Erivo, Wicked for Good, and then I have Renata Reinsva, Sentimental Value, and Gerald has Chase Infinity, One Battle After Another.
There we go.
Our final category to discuss, it's kind of the best picture at SAG, right? Best cast. Are we going to have something just that comes out of left field here? Will it be like the main 4 or 5 movies that are competing for picture at the Oscars? Like, I don't know. I mean, I have one here. I don't think I'll get a picture nomination, but I have it here. At the top for me is One Battle After Another, right? I think that probably wins, maybe? I don't know, man. It's going to be a toss-up between that and Sinners for sure. I mean, Sinners is my number 2, But Sinners I don't have in any acting category. Would that win over One Battle at SAG? I don't know.
Yeah. You're right. Well, I have Michael B. Jordan in mind, but
you're
Michael
B. Jordan, who might well get in.
I don't know, because I'm thinking, because this isn't like a casting award, or at least it's not intended to be. It's how the ensemble
it's the award
works
for the
together.
Best ensemble, the best cast.
So for me, I think the cast in Sinners, those 6 or 7 major players in that film, especially once we get to that second half of the vampire part of the story, and they're in the juke joint together, and like that cast, even the vampires themselves, like that group of folks is like in the frame together. And they're all working really well together. Whereas in One Battle After Another is like a lot of off camera, Leo's trying to find Willa, and, Penn and Willa have their scenes together, but Leo's got his scenes kind of by himself for a while. And he's got a great stint with Benicio. So like different pieces of the ensemble obviously work together throughout the whole film. But we're not getting the whole cast really together in the film. Whereas in Sinners, they're almost always together. So I
Well,
don't, and I think Sinners is so beloved that One Battle is going to win so much. I think it's going to win so much stuff this season, and Sinners is equally strong. It's just a
mhm.
matter of who starts collecting the trophies. You know what I mean? To kind of like,
Well, yeah, I mean, a couple things. So I felt that way about Oppenheimer 2 years ago. I was like, Oppenheimer, it's one enough. Like, I think cast can go to something else, and then they just went with Oppenheimer.
sure,
And then
sure,
I was thinking a year ago, I thought Enora would win Best Cast because I thought that ensemble for the most part is
me too,
together the whole
me too.
movie, and that went on to win Best Picture at the Oscars. It did not win SAG Ensemble. Conclave won, and that's a
Yeah,
movie where it's like there's lots of scenes where like two people are talking here, two people are talking here. You don't have like Isabella Rossellini and Stanley Tucci, like, as a part of an ensemble scene after scene. They're kind of in separate parts and stuff. So I don't know if it's like
I don't
it's the
either.
movie that has like the group of people that are together the most. I don't know if that's the
hmm
winner.
I don't either. I really don't. I was going to look back at some of the Honora analogy hit me though. You got me with that one because you're right. Because I had the same thought last year about Honora, and I did predict Honora to win,
And Nora made sense to
and
me
it
to win
didn't.
cast. I was
Yeah,
like, even if
yeah.
Madison loses to Demi Moore, I was like, I think it wins the top prize, and it didn't. And I was like, what? Um, I just think like the characters in One Battle After Another are so distinct, are so beautifully cast. Like
hmm
veteran actors, younger actors, different, like very diverse. And you got Regina Hall and I mean, you got all of these great actors coming together to tell this
Right.
story. That seems like it wins Best Cast to me.
I agree. I mean, I agree with you. I think I'm going to put it at number one as well because
Okay, I talked you
also
into
if
it.
you did well, you didn't. It didn't take much. Believe me, it was like they were tied. But I think that if I'm at least if I'm remembering correctly, a lot of times what ends up being the best picture winner also gets this award. I mean, we were just talking about Nora, but Coda, Everything Everywhere, like at least in recent
Oppenheimer.
memory,
Yeah.
Oppenheimer, yeah, at least in recent memory.
Conclave.
So
Yeah, Conclave won this a year ago, and we all went, "Oh crap! Is that going to win picture at the Oscars?"
I
Did
know,
not.
I know, I know.
So, yeah, but
But they
Sinners
match
could
up a
win
lot.
too. Sinners could take it. I think Jordan has to get into lead actor in a way. I can't imagine
Yeah.
Sinners blanks out in every category but cast, and then it wins cast. That would surprise me.
Yeah, well, yeah, I get. Yeah, I had Jordan in. Don't forget. So
Yeah.
I agree with you, though. I mean, I feel like, and I was kind of thinking about when I talked to my friend Jonathan about the best casting Oscar that they're going to be doing this year.
Mm-hmm.
That it was just weird to me that One Battle wouldn't be the winner or at least the front runner because like
I
all
think that
six
wins
people could
casting.
get
Yeah.
nominated for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, of course, it's the best casting. If everybody's getting nominated, so kind of for that same reason, you would think that would be one of the main players for ensemble too. So
Mm-hmm.
I think those are your top two, though, Sinners and
Yeah.
One Battle for sure.
And then my number 3 is sentimental value. I think that gets into cast. I mean, even though there's like it's like the 4 main actors in that, there's some other great performances too. Never forget, like Sideways won Best Cast. It doesn't have to be like at least 10, big performances in the movie. It doesn't
True.
have to be huge.
True.
As long as there's like 4 really good performances, like as long as there's a handful, I think it could make it in. So I have sentimental value in third. Do you have something else?
I do. I have. I mean, these are all kind of interchangeable, but I would say probably Jay Kelly would be my third right now, kind of for a lot of the same reasons we've been talking about. I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
mentioned Billy Crudup earlier, even him, and that couple of scenes that he steals in the movie, and then you're going to have a lot, or based on our predictions, we're going to have a lot of nominations in the categories for that film too. So Laura Dern, who's beloved's in there. Emily Mortimer, who's one of the writers on the film, shows up. Greta Gerwig is
Greta
in the movie,
Gerwig, yep. Mm-hmm.
a filmmaker they love. So I think that's a no-brainer for this category, especially if it gets the other noms that we've been talking about. So
Yep.
I have sentimental value on the outside looking in, though. It's my first alternate.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to put it in, but it's kind of. Do you think it's kind of weird to me? They only do 5 for. I feel like there should be at least 6 for this category, but there's so many that really belong here. But
Yeah,
It's
I
my
mean,
first
part of it
alternate.
is I just think like based on the strength of the film, sentimental value, if it gets 3 nominations that I'm predicting right now in acting categories, not
It
to
makes
say that
sense.
if you
Yeah.
get like 3 nominations in individual categories, doesn't necessarily mean it's like 100% you also
Sure.
get cast, but I
Hmm.
just feel
It
like, I
makes
mean, it's
sense.
not, it is a movie where like characters are separate often and stuff. I just think like the casting of that, like the cast of that film is really strong.
I agree.
So I think it belongs here. I have Jake Kelly in fifth. It was that or another movie, which is my alternates. But I think at SAG, Jake Kelly can make it. Just, I mean, it has that wonderful ensemble of actors, and you know, if Clooney and Sandler both get in, Billy Crudup
Hmm.
would get a nomination somewhere. That would make me happy. And you have some wonderful actors in that. Like, I mean, like the actor who plays his father, Stacy Keach, right, plays his
You're
dad.
right. Yep. Yep. He's a veteran for
Some
sure. Yeah.
great people in that. So I think Jay Kelly gets into cast at SAG.
Shout out to Riley Keough too. She's great in
Yeah.
that. Plays
Mm-hmm.
one of his daughters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's in there. Kind of for a lot of the reasons we've already been talking about. It's just like the poster child for Hollywood this year as far as film goes. But sentimental value is too. It's just Norwegian, but it's also about filmmaking and
Yeah.
actors and directors. And so
Mm-hmm.
like I said, there just weren't enough spots. There's really 7 films that I feel like should be in this category, but sentimental value was one of the ones I decided to um, put as a near miss.
All right. So you have One Battle and Sinners and Jay Kelly. What's next for you?
I've got in my last 2 spot. You may give you the last 2 or just the
Yeah, you
next
can give
one?
me the last 2.
I've got Marty Supreme and Wicked for Good, rounding it out.
Okay. Wow. I don't have either one.
Oh wow, that's good though. That's exciting.
We're different here, man. We're different.
Do you have Wake Up Dead? You have Wake Up Dead Man because that's my other alternate.
No.
Or no? Oh, interesting. Okay, hit me with it. Hit me with it. I
My
love
number 4 is Hamnet. I have Hamnet.
Okay, all right. Okay,
Which is a beautiful ensemble. I love the actors
It
in that.
is.
Now, I did just read a few hours ago
It is.
that Jacoby Jupe, the great child performance in that, his
Right.
name was not on the list for Hamnet Ensemble, which is crazy to me. That is,
Why
I mean, I
not?
could
Yeah.
swear right now.
Why not?
How is he
Did
not
they
a
say-
part of like this? It was like 7 names or something. Like he
I
should be
wonder
on that list. What?
Yeah,
So that
that's
that
weird.
depresses me actually. So
Oof,
if Hamnet
that-
misses, I'll be like, it's because you didn't have Jacoby Jupe.
Exactly.
So
I mean, it
I
definitely
guess
doesn't help.
part of it is, man, I'm just going off of like the strength of some of these films. I still have Hamnet like at the Oscars and picture in the top 3. It's got a really great ensemble. It's not just the main 2. There's another, 5+ really terrific performances in that. Noah Jupe at the end. Emily Watson is a part of that movie. I feel like
sure.
Hamnet can get in there. It's not a huge ensemble, but if Mescal and Buckley get in,
Right.
I don't know.
No, it's a good call. I mean, like I said, there's so many that are great, especially for this category. But
Marty
that's
Supreme
what-
makes sense though. That's my main alternate. Actually, I have Wicked for Good in 7th.
Okay, yeah, Marty Supreme made sense to me. That one almost missed for sentimental value or Wake Up Dead Man, I think, because I feel like that's baity for SAG specifically, where it's like a nomination that has no shot at the Oscar, but they give it and doesn't help any of us that are doing predictions.
Yeah.
I feel like they might do something crazy like that for Ryan Johnson again, but outside of that, I mean, Marty Supreme makes a lot of sense just because I feel like it's such an eclectic cast too, with like non-actors and Tyler the Creator, who's a musician, and
Fran Drescher, and it's got an
Kevin
interesting
O'Leary,
cast.
Yeah, for sure. So
that's
and I've
the
heard
one.
nothing but. Go ahead.
Marty Supreme. I'm like, Brian, that probably takes the place of either Hamnet or Sentimental Value. Marty Supreme probably gets in. But I can't let the other 2 go. I guess I don't know.
What was the other one? You said Hamnet, and what was their last one?
Hamnet or Sentimental Value. I feel like one of those 2 could miss in cast at SAG, and Marty Supreme gets in. Just like I think if like Paltrow makes it into supporting actress, I would feel safer about predicting Marty Supreme. It might just be looked at as the Chalamet show, and like maybe it just barely misses cast. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, we saw Safdie miss at director and miss for original score that was thought to be a really strong contender for that award at the Globes. And, I mean, yeah, and it's coming out late, but I think it's a good time. It's good timing for this, though.
And then
But
you have Wicked for Good
knows?
in. I don't know.
I do.
I feel like that misses cast. I feel like they nominated the film last year, and like it just feels like wouldn't it just be like the same people like in cast? Like I don't know.
It would be not a precedent because Lord of the Rings did it twice, I think. But aside from that, I don't think it would be it's a bold prediction for me. But what I've kind of saying with Wicked for Good, based on all this review kind of mix up that we've had the last few weeks with the reviews and the Metacritic scores, and it missed a couple ones that I was hoping it would get into, like the Globes for musical or comedy for some reason, but didn't get in there. But which haunts me still. But I think that with Wicked for Good, it's like if it doesn't get 2 of the last 3 major, which would be this, PGA, and BAFTA, it's done. It has to get 2 of those at least to ride its way to the Oscars. So until it misses one of those, I mean, for Best Picture, So I got it getting in here, but I could very easily seeing it. In fact, Sentimental Value was like, I was like this close to putting Sentimental Value, and I could by the time I put my actual predictions in. But right now, I've got Wicked for Good in there. So
you think Sentimental Value has a very good chance? Hamnet, not at all. Like you don't think Hamnet can get into ensemble?
You're selling me on Hamnet. I just hadn't. I thought about Hamnet for Best Casting at the Oscars when I did my initial predictions for that, but for this award, for some reason, I didn't think about it because. But then when you started talking about it, I did, because initially I was like Paul Mescal, Jesse Buckley, and that was in my head that was the movie. But then but the Jacoby Jupe thing's kind of weird. I don't know why he's not included.
Weird. I don't know if that's 100%, but I read that a few hours ago that Noah Jupe is in the list, but not Jacoby Jupe. I'm like, what are you talking? Jacoby Jupe should be in there. What?
He just can't get out of school for the thing or what? What's going on?
Is he too young?
So I don't know what the deal with that is, but
that's interesting though that we have. I mean, you have 2 that I don't have. I mean, that's exciting actually. A lot can happen in Best Cast,
and that's what I was saying about this race in general, because that's kind of crazy too, because you and I have a lot of similar sensibilities, and even here we missed on like 3 different ones, like because you didn't have Wake Up Dead Man, and so I think
Wake Up Dead Man is dead.
I do too, except for this.
Did that get a single Critics' Choice or Golden Globe nomination? I don't think so, did it? Wake Up Dead Man? I mean, it blanked out everywhere. Like
it may have
Golden Globes comedy musical side, like it couldn't get something. Like wow, it might have gotten maybe it got something at Critics' Choice and like ensemble, maybe. Like maybe it got like one.
To see if it got something silly, but
I mean, if it got something,
mind you, I don't have it getting in here, but at the same time, this is something that the SAGs would do. Be like,
I'm starting to think like maybe Wake Up Dead Man gets 0 Oscar nominations, does not get into adapted screenplay, doesn't get into casting. Like maybe Wake Up Dead Man is just like, well, it's a 3rd one. We can move on to other things. Maybe that's
it was all right. And plus, if Netflix is not really pushing it, then they got a lot of stuff that they're pushing. So,
and real quick, you want to know my like wild card alternate? Something that I think could happen.
Sure.
Maybe it would be inspired. Sure. It was just an accident.
That would be great.
Is an ensemble piece if there ever was one. Like Lives or Dies by the ensemble elements.
And we're talking about them being together.
Yeah, it's kind of the Anora thing. The Anora thing of like, for the most part, those actors are together for like the second half of the movie. Yeah. It's very much an ensemble. And I feel like if enough SAG voters watch that and love that film, it was just an accident. Could also surprise in cast. And that would be great.
That doesn't speak to this body, but I absolutely 1000% agree with you. And I would love that, because you're right.
That'd be cool.
It was very like an international version of that Anora story. It turns into like a road trip movie. They're all in the band together, dealing with that morality issue, and they're, kind of bouncing off each other, different angles, the way they're looking at it. Yeah, I agree with you. That would be really, really inspired for sure. I would love that so much.
Parasite won 2019. Parasite won. So like they will go for an international film here and there in cast. So I would love to see that. That would be really cool.
That's in the mix. So Sentimental Value. I think even Secret Agent to a certain extent would be in the mix if they decided to.
Wouldn't that be something?
That'd be great. That would be great.
Secret Agent, and it was just an accident get in.
You'd be like, okay, they are changing.
The one
All
other
right,
title
cool.
I had on my list here was Frankenstein. I don't think that would get into ensemble. That just doesn't
Yeah, I
seem
had it as a possible too because
likely.
I have a Lordian right now, but I don't.
Yeah.
I think it's a far cry. It would just be on the love of GDT and that
Yeah.
the film that just swept them away. But I mean, it has a lot of big names in it, and they do love that. Oscar Isaac, Mia Goth, Christoph Waltz. They
Yeah, there's
love
some
the
big
like
people in
big
it. Hmm.
marquee names. But aside from that, GDT would be there, and they would love that too. But I don't know. I think it's like probably like 8 or 9 probably on the list.
Like, I think It Was Just an Accident would have a better shot than
Me too.
Frankenstein.
Me too.
So,
Me too.
yeah, so
Yeah.
we are going to keep our eye on this category. A lot
Wow.
can happen.
Man.
But right now, best cast at SAG. We both have One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Jay Kelly. And then I have Sentimental Value and Hamnet. And Gerald has Wicked for Good and Marty Supreme. This has been so much fun, Gerald, having
Yeah,
you
man.
on, the awards contender for the very first time, talking everything
Love it.
SAG predictions. This has been great. Overdue.
I love it, man. I love it. It's surreal for me because like I talked to my parents about the Oscars for so many years, and in the last couple of years, I would like tune into your channel and be like, "What did Brian say about this?" And like when you matched up with me, I was like, "Oh my god, I won!" He agrees with me. So it's great to finally get to know you, and I'm sure we'll do many more things together. But thanks so much for having me, man. It was a blast.
Yeah, so if you can tell our viewers where they can find you online, now would be the time.
Oh yeah, for sure. So it's just the Awards Garage. It was an ongoing joke because when I have my podcast, this is the little 4-foot corner my wife gives me out here in our garage. So I always said I'm in the garage, and I just kind of kept it and added the awards piece to it because that's what I spend a lot of time on my channel now. Just mostly doing prediction stuff and reactions, obviously. And then in the off season, I do all kinds of rankings for Oscar winners and nominees in the past, but also just movies in general, movie reviews. Started doing Oscars retrospectives recently. I'll probably have you on for one of those next year, hopefully, if you're into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah, so look me up if you like Brian's channel. Hopefully you'll dig mine too, but it's just the Awards Garage on YouTube and all social media.
All right. So, yeah, this was so much fun to have you, Gerald. And yeah, we'll have you again. We'll have much more Oscars discussions in the months to come, for sure. But for right now, we are saying goodbye. Let us know in the comments below, like, who are you currently predicting to get in at SAG? Just in a few weeks, we get the nominations, I think in early January. And I will see you next time at the Awards Contender.